So we have waited now about 3 hours while the dough has been proofing. I have preheated the oven over the last half hour to 450 degrees. I have 2 of the Dutch ovens in there, and so we're about ready to do it. Put it in there and start baking. What we do want to do is get our bread ready to go. So I'm going to use parchment paper. Now, I recommend parchment paper over oiling. I find that it comes out really nice as opposed to putting oil on it. I have friends that have forgotten to put parchment paper into the bottom of the pan of the Dutch oven, and it ends up sticking. So there you can see our 2 loaves, and they have risen. And one of the things that's going to happen while you use the Dutch oven and you put the lid on is that it helps steam it, and you're going to have natural rising for it. So I'm just, as you can see, because you flour it, the bread comes, or the loaf comes completely out real quick. And the next thing that you want to do, and I have made this mistake more than once, is I forgot to score the bread. And so, again, you can buy a little scoring tool. This is just a razor blade on a handle. And the reason that you score it is to help release the steam that is in the actual loaf or in the dough here, and it creates a very nice look on it. Now, one of the things that create an artisan look to your bread is these proofing baskets. They're ridged, and I don't know if you can see this, but the dough has that roofing in it, and when the bread comes out of the oven in 30 minutes, you will see that it has that really nice artisan look to it. So I'm pulling out the Dutch ovens, and all I do is I drop, or I should say carefully place in the dough into the Dutch ovens. And you don't want to be in the hurry on this and forget to put your mittens on. Now, I really suggest getting a good pair of mittens, because you're handling a pot that is 450 degrees, and a mitten that is not made for that temperature, you can burn yourself. The other thing that I do, the recipe calls for 17 minutes, and you will probably need to experiment on your own oven. So I have set the temperature for 17 minutes, and I'm baking the bread with the lids on. In 17 minutes, I'm going to take the lids off, and for 13 minutes I will cook or bake the bread with the lids off, and that's going to give it that really nice artisan crust look, and hopefully it's going to turn out really well. So we're going to wait for 17 minutes, and let's take a look. I'll let you see what's in the oven and how it looks. So the buzzard is now rung. It's been 17 minutes, and I'm going to reach into the oven, and you can see the loaves right here. Both loaves are kind of brown, starting to brown at the top, but they have some going that they need to do. So I'm setting it for 13 minutes, and pretty soon we're going to have fresh bread. Well, the bread's about ready to come out. It's been in there for a total of half hour. And one of the things that I have found is as soon as you get the bread out, take it out of the pan as fast as you can, and that's because the cast iron will continue to cook the the bread. And if you want to take a look in now, this if you can see the ridges. It's just, this just looks absolutely beautiful, and what's even more important is it tastes great. Now, one of the other things I would want to suggest for you is invest in a good knife, and they're not that expensive. I've bought knives that have cost over $60. This one I got from Amazon. I have it in the list of things that you can do. It's $14.95, and we use it only to cook, to slice bread. Now, the reason if you want to only make one loaf, you can just cut the recipe in half. We like doing two because we almost always share the second loaf with someone that we know. And warm bread, taking over to your friends and family, they are really excited. And the reason I'm talking about the knife, you could cut this right now, but it's really soft. So, and sometimes I do. I love to cook the ends, so I'll cut off the ends and then butter it and put honey or jam, and it's just wonderful. But if you get a good knife like this, you can cut the bread once it's cooled down a little bit. Otherwise, what you'll find if you don't have a good knife, you're going to smash your bread. Now, your bread will still taste good, but you're going to end up smashing it. So I hope you've enjoyed these instructions, and again, if you're looking for some starter, contact me and we'll figure out some way to get you some. Anyway, have a great day and great baking to you.